Was Alexander Triple a repressive ruler? If you're curious about the reign of Alexander Triple of Russia and whether he was a repressive ruler, let's take a closer look at his policies and actions. Alexander Triple became the Tsar of Russia after his father, Alexander Roman II, was assassinated by revolutionaries in 1881. Unlike his father, who was known for his liberal reforms, Alexander Triple took a very different approach. He was determined to strengthen the autocracy and centralize power. One of the first things Alexander Triple did was to reverse many of the reforms his father had implemented. He canceled plans for a constitution and instead affirmed his autocratic rule. He also enforced strict censorship laws, which limited the freedom of the press and repressed political activism. Anyone who opposed his policies was either executed or exiled. Alexander III's domestic policies were heavily influenced by his advisor, Konstantin Pobedonostsev. Together, they aimed to unify Russia under one nationality, language, and religion, Russian Orthodoxy. This led to the implementation of the Russification policy, which forced non-Russian populations, such as Germans, Poles, and Swedes, to adopt the Russian language and culture. Their institutions were destroyed, and their languages and religions were suppressed. His rule was also marked by severe anti-Semitic policies. Alexander Triple encouraged pogroms, which were violent attacks on Jewish communities. He implemented the May Laws, which banned Jewish people from living in rural areas and small towns. These actions made life extremely difficult for Jews in Russia, contributing to the rise of the Zionist movement. In addition, Alexander Triple weakened the power of local administrative bodies known as zemstvos and placed the administration of peasant communes under the supervision of landowning proprietors appointed by his government. This further centralized his control and reduced the autonomy of local communities. Despite his harsh domestic policies, Alexander Triple managed to maintain peace with foreign powers during his reign. He was known as the Peacemaker because he did not involve Russia in any major wars. However, his foreign policy achievements, such as the Franco-Russian alliance, would later have significant implications for Russia's involvement in World War I. In summary, Alexander III's policies and actions were indeed repressive. He rolled back liberal reforms, enforced strict censorship, persecuted minority groups, and centralized power, all of which contributed to a more authoritarian and repressive regime.